Hey guys, today we are checking out a smartphone gimbal from Hohem. It is the latest iSteady V2 and it has a really cool AI tracking feature implementation that I've not seen in any smartphone gimbals before. If you're a solo creator, the iSteady V2 will not only stabilize your footage, but it'll help you nail the perfect shot. Let's check it out. The Hohem iSteady V2 is a 3-axis smartphone gimbal using brushless motors and their iSteady 4.0 anti-shake algorithm to provide buttery smooth footage. Inside the box, you'll get the gimbal in its folded state, a mini tripod, a wrist strap, a USB-C charging cable, some documentation, and lastly a carry pouch to store everything safely. I really like how everything you need is included inside the box. You won't need to think about any other accessories. To unfold the gimbal, you just have to push at this joint labeled 1. Straighten the arm and tighten the knob labeled 2. Lastly, ensure that the Hohem logo is facing upright and that your camera should be facing away from the clamp. It can get a bit confusing at the start because the gimbal motors are placed slightly differently from other gimbals. However, just remember that the Hohem logo needs to be upright and you'll be good to go. Taking a closer look at the gimbal grip, you'll find the Bluetooth light, battery indicator, joystick, power and function button combo, and a shutter button. On the right side of the grip is a USB-C bi-directional charging port, which means you can also use it as a power bank. The built-in 2800 mAh battery will get you about 9 hours of runtime without the AI tracking and the LED light. On the left side of the grip is a zoom slider. Lastly, at the bottom is a 1/4-inch mount and the strap attachment point. Moving further up the phone clamp, you'll find the power button for the AI vision sensor and the LED light, the AI vision indicator light, the actual AI vision sensor itself, and lastly the LED video light. Besides the physical controls, you also have the companion app. But first, let's put on the device and power it on. See how simple it is? Now let's get into the app. Starting from the bottom, you'll have all the recording modes, which is slow motion, time-lapse, photo, video, and moment, which is basically some preset stylized shots like inception and dolly zoom to make it easier for you to get a good shot. Here's a sample. I'll be focusing more on the video aspects of this app and gimbal. Above the mode selection, you'll find a quick access to your gallery, a big record button, a toggle for gesture controls, and some filters. This is quite gimmicky, but it's honestly so amusing. So once you enable the beauty filter, you can literally shrink your face and make your eyes bigger. Truly horrifying but extremely funny. Now let's get back into the app. On top of the gallery quick access, you'll find a slider for zoom and aperture. Moving further up, you have the Bluetooth connection settings, gimbal mode, and battery indicators for the gimbal and smartphone. I'm surprised that I can't change the gimbal mode by pressing on the button next to the Bluetooth sign. Instead, we'll need to head to the settings, which we will look at shortly. Moving to the last row, you have the back button to exit to the main app, a camera switcher button, recording settings button, object or human tracking button, and lastly, the settings button. Let's jump into that. Inside the settings, you have 3 tabs which are for system information, gimbal settings, and camera settings. I'm not going to go through these settings. You can play around and tweak the gimbal to the exact way that you want it. Now, let's check out the AI vision sensor, which works independently from the app. Firstly, press the AI vision power button to activate it. If you give this OK sign, it'll turn green, which means the tracking is enabled. To disable tracking, just do this stop sign. By the way, you can also enable the LED light by pressing the same button. It has 3 levels of brightness, perfect for when vlogging in darker situations. Now we have 2 more gestures to look at. If you do 2 thumbs up pointing to the right, it'll switch the orientation to portrait mode. If you do 2 thumbs up pointing up, it'll switch the orientation to landscape mode. I gotta admit that it recognizes gestures very accurately. Overall, I'm really happy with the features and AI tracking performance of this gimbal. It's really well done. Before I end, I'd like to highlight some benefits of having the AI vision work separately from the app. Firstly, it consumes less of your smartphone resources because your phone is not doing the tracking. Secondly, and what I think is even more important, is that you can use any app while having the tracking feature running. Imagine taking a video call while always being in frame. How cool is that? If you are a solo content creator, This is an amazing accessory to have. Not only will you get stabilized footage, but you basically have a camera crew in a form of AI tracking to make sure you're always in frame. We all know the pain of setting up the camera alone in order to get that perfect shot. You also have the option of getting some low angle shots which can look really cool in travel videos. With the Hohem iSteady V2, your job should be a lot easier. Besides that, the LED light is really handy for vloggers, especially when there's not much light around you. For about $120, I think this is an amazing all-rounder gimbal. I don't think I'll ever travel without bringing this along since it folds down so compact and weighs next to nothing. If you're interested in getting this gimbal, I'll include the purchase link below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!